From Darling Stadium in Hampton, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Group AAA Football. The Kecoughtan Warriors hosting the Nansemond River Warriors. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Darling Stadium on this beautiful late summer evening for the game between the Warriors of Kecoughtan and the Warriors of Nansemond River. Bob, this is we haven't seen Nansemond recently. We saw them a few years back.
It's been about 3 or 4 years ago when Coach V was coaching. They have a new coach, Coach Moss, and I talked with them earlier, and they have a lot of team speed. And they run a double wing, so it's a little different than what we see over here in the peninsula. We don't see any double wings, so this will be a little different for us to try to pick up what's going on. There's a lot of movement. They run reverses and off motion and stuff like that. But you know and I know the first of the year, defense is always much better than the offense.
Well, it takes a lot longer to get your offense clicking. You've also got another factor here, too. You've got Moss as the second-year coach at Nansemond River. Tommy Austin is a first-year coach replacing Roscoe Coles, who did a good job in the couple of years he was there but has moved on to another position. But this has got to be a difficult situation for these coaches because they're really just trying to familiarize themselves with the teams and the systems.
Well, and this is one thing that Tommy said. He doesn't know what the peninsula is because it's not he's never played any Peninsula District teams. And, of course, he knows Coach Moss from when they both interviewed for the Nansemond River job a couple years ago. But Kecoughtan comes in with some real good athletes. The coach is really excited. They have been working together all summer. They've come together. He likes the way the seniors have stepped up and taken some leadership roles, which you know is very instrumental when you're dealing with youngsters of this age. But his defense is definitely going to be much above his offense. They're putting in a different defense, but Dan Thompson, we know Dan from at Kecoughtan and at Heritage. He's always done a great job great defensive coach. Offensively, it's going to be a little different look. They're going to run out of a multiple eye set. They're going to pass the ball maybe 40%, 30 to 40% of the time and run the rest of it. So it's just those kids getting used to the new system and the coach getting used to the kids.
Well, we had a chance to talk with Tommy Austin, and we're going to hear an interview, but we also talked to him off camera, and he's an excited young man. I mean, you can see if his team adopts, I should say, his energy, then we're going to see a real exciting team out of Kecoughtan.
Yeah, we really will. And already they got to change. The quarterback tonight is going to be Matt Cross, who's the backup quarterback and the starting safety. Matt is a real good young man. Terrence Thompson is the one that we've seen in the past, hurt his shoulder in one of the scrimmage games. So he will probably see some action tonight. It'll depend on the situation. But already you've got changes, and you hadn't even got into the first game yet.
Well, right now we're going to go back in time. Bob had a chance a little earlier to talk with head coach Brian Moss of Nansemond River.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking time to talk to us. Tell me a little bit about your team.
We're still a real young team. We got a lot of guys back from last year. We don't have very many seniors, but they've worked hard in the off season, and we look good in the preseason so far, but this is our first true test tonight. So.
Well, I know your second year over at Nansemond River. You know Tommy Austin, who is his first year at Kecoughtan. Knowing him, does that create a little bit of competition?
No, not really, Tom. I met him 2 years ago when I was going for the Nansemond River job. He actually interviewed also, but he's a good guy, and I've talked to him a few times, and friendly competition here. That's all it is. Of course, I want to win. I want to beat him, but
absolutely. What strengths do you bring to the game tonight?
We've got a lot of team speed, and we hope to utilize that a little bit. Esteban Guzman, he won the 110 hurdles state champion last year, and he's a tremendous athlete. He's looked real good in the preseason. He's got to step up and make some plays for us.
Well, speed will kill the opposition in football.
Well, that's what we're hoping. Defensively, that's what we're predicated on speed, and the guys are really starting to bring it and starting to be real physical. So if they execute what they're supposed to do, I feel pretty good about tonight's game.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Right, thank you.
Okay, hold on. We'll go back to Tim.
Well, Brian Moss. By the way, are we just getting a lot older, or are the coaches just getting a lot younger? Well, Brian Moss looks like one of the players.
Well, I thought he was when I first went over there. Yeah, they're getting younger, and yes, you're getting older.
We were talking about that, by the way. Just those of you who've been putting up with us this long, this is starting our 21st year of doing sports here on what was Channel 29, Channel 5, Channel 47, Channel 46, whatever it is tonight is 46, and that's what we're going to work with this year, I think. Anyway, right now we're going back in time again as Bob had a chance to talk with head coach Tommy Austin of the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Well, Coach, first of all, welcome to the Peninsula District.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Excited about it.
I know you are because I talked to you and you was telling me that your team all summer long have been working. Tell me a little bit about your team.
Well, I think we've got a pretty good football team. It's hard to tell. It's like I was telling the coaches today. I'm a little nervous because I don't know how good everybody else is. You know, I feel pretty good about what we've done, what we've accomplished over the summer, and I feel real good about how hard our kids have worked. I mean, we've had a great summer, and I've had more kids work hard than I've ever had before.
All right. Now, you also told me that you had seniors to step up, and you got to have senior leadership.
Right. We don't have very many, but we only have 10 seniors, but they've worked real hard, and they provided a great example for our young players. We've got like 25 juniors, and they've done a great job as well, but the seniors have really stepped up and shown they want to do the things that are necessary to try to win some ball games.
Okay. Now, if you were to look at Kecoughtan, what would you say your strengths are?
Well, right now our strength is defense. I think we're pretty good on defense. Coach Thompson does a real good job. The other coaches, position coaches, do a real good job with the defense. And, offense is coming, but, offense is always behind defense. Yeah. And so I think right now our strength is going to be our defensive football.
Well, good. Listen, good luck to you tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, now stay tuned for tonight's starting lineups.
Back here at Darling Stadium, as you can tell, the Kecoughtan High School Marching Band is leaving the field after having performed the national anthem. This game tonight is brought to you by Zooms with, count 'em, 14.
14.
Updated number, 14 Peninsula locations of Zooms. And in part by Pearls, located at 15 North Mallory Street in Phoebus. Not in part, actually we're doing the whole game.
They're doing the whole game, yes, sir.
And in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where the manager is Nancy Staten.
Nancy Staten.
Nancy Staten, that's what I said.
Not Ronnie Staten. We ain't talking about Ronnie anymore this year. He ain't paid neither one of us anything.
Wait a minute now, you've already mentioned his name more often than that.
You think I ain't going to zick it to him? Yes, sir.
Well, we're excited. Hope you are too, as this is, of course, the inaugural game of the 2001-2002 school season. We've got a great lineup of games for you this year.
Great one.
And this game is just number one of many great ones. And the next game, next Friday night, is a rematch between Heritage and Hampton, and we'll be here for that one.
All right, captains, introduce yourselves. Okay, white's the visitors. We have coin. That's heads. That's tails. Okay. I'm gonna flip it. If I drop it, we're gonna do it again. Okay. Who's gonna call it? You are. It's called heads. It's a tails. You won the toss. You want to defer to the second half. Okay. Which goal do you want to? I'm sure you want to receive, right? Okay. Which goal do you want to defend? That one. Okay. Turn your backs around.
At the center of field for the coin toss, the captains for the Warrior team, Justin Green, number 1, Terrence Townsend, number 15.
Okay, they won the toss.
Number 25, and Joey
defer.
Scalzi, number 66.
White's going to receive here. Okay, fellas, just one other thing. Sportsmanship. You guys go back to your team when there's no warnings on that. Play good ball, all right? Just play ball. All right, go get them.
We appreciate Larry Turlington. If you can give the rest of the officials, Tim, we'll pop them up on the screen. There they go.
And they are. That is Larry Turlington we heard with a deep voice. Umpires George Adamowski. Herb Cook is the linesman. The line judge is Tony Krug. The field judge, Billy Toller. And Herb Plummer is the back judge. Billy, by the way, works with me at the
I was going to say, when you said Billy instead of Bill, I said, that's the one you were trying to think of, right?
Ah, yes. Okay, we got the, let's see, we've told them who the commercials are, who our sponsors are. We thank our commercial sponsors for helping defray the cost of bringing you high school sports right here on Channel 46.
Talk a little bit about the coaches real quick. Kecoughtan, the head coach, new coach over there, Tommy Austin, assisted by Dan Thompson, Matt Engel, Corey Thomas, Al Morrow, Charles Hope, Chuck Gross, Monroe Wells, Andy Johnson, and Chris Morant. For the Nansemond River, I have them somewhere. If I can find them, you'll get them.
Sure.
I think that was one of the rosters I lost.
Chris Morant, that's a name from
Bethel High School.
Yeah, old days. A couple of Morants have gone through the Peninsula District.
Sure has. Well, we know that the head coach over at Nansemond River is Brian Moss. So, anyway, we ready to hit them up, move them out. Let's go.
All right, the Warriors, as you heard, won the toss and have deferred to the second half. So they want to play some defense. They're going to be watching Nansemond River with a substantial wind at their back. And my gracious, can we turn off Mr. Turlington's microphone? All the sinuses just got cleared out.
I got Ryan Miller at 45 as a kicker and the punter for the Warriors, the Kecoughtan Warriors.
I got a Harry Carr down as 49. 45.
Yep, 45.
Short kick taken to the 22, and down at about the 28-yard line goes the return by Fred Spratley, number 8. So the Warriors, and that'll be easy to do all night since both of these teams are called the Warriors, will start from their 28-yard line. 37-yard kick for the 9-yard return. And for the Warriors on offense, they'll have Nick Hamilton at center. The guards are Crescent and Butler. Williams and Chambly will be the tackles. The wideouts are Jametsu and Capehart. The running backs are McDonald and Guzman. Tailback is McPherson, and the quarterback is Strand. Dominique Strand is your quarter.
And you see they're set up in a just one wing back now, but 2 wideouts.
Pitch near side, turns the corner, has some running room. 35-40, pushed out of bounds after getting to the 45-yard line, or 42-yard line, let's say. But a fine-looking run by Robert McDonald on the initial play from scrimmage, a first down for the Warriors.
Real good defense and quickness. Let's go with the defense. The tackles are Davis and Sumter. The defensive ends, Ross and McDonald. Outside linebackers, Mayo and Backus. Inside linebackers, Anderson and Hammond. The cornerbacks, Green and Edwards. And safety, number 11, Matt Cross.
42-yard line is the spot. First down, Warriors of Nansemond River. In motion goes McDonald.
He moved a little bit towards the line of scrimmage that time, but they let him get by with it.
Handoff goes to McPherson, and he picks up maybe a yard or 2. Let's call it pickup of about 2. Mark his forward progress close to the 45-yard line.
I tell you, number 6, McDowell really showed some speed on that first pitch. Got a nice block.
Second down and a long 7 for the Warriors. Strand is over center.
Kecoughtan in a 4-4 defense, Tim. They want to make him put it in the air.
Strand gets McDonald started in motion. Strand has the ball, lost the ball. And the Warriors got it.
Kecoughtan got it. Oh, my.
So
what a change.
First game jitters, undoubtedly. Let's see who came up with it. That's 52 for the Warriors. That would be Tommy Hammond.
Tommy Hammond, great job, Tim. That play didn't look good from the beginning. It looked like it was just something was wrong to begin with it. So get a chance here. We'll show you the offense for the Warriors.
You saw the replay there of the fumble. Strand never really got a good handle on it and coughed it up at the Warrior, Nansemond River Warrior, 47, where the Warriors of Kecoughtan will start.
They got a trip on this side and sending you back in motion. Whoa.
And right there on the defense, good stop right in the middle.
Big 74. My goodness.
That's Chris Hardy.
As your Kecoughtan offense, you got Gaddis at center, the guards are Scally and Davis, tackles Hammond and Davis. You got a Corey Davis and his C. Davis, Corey D. Davis. The tight end is Gerard Mayo, Whitehouse, Harrison Allen, fullback Ross, tailback Green, starting quarterback tonight, Matt Cross, number 11, instead of Terrence Thompson, who hurt his shoulder in the scrimmage game.
Couple of yard loss on the play. Second down and a dozen just across the 50 in Nansemond River territory. Cross gives off, and again in the middle for a couple of yards to the 48-yard line.
Smith, 55,
Here are
linebacker.
the Warriors on defense. They are Hardy and Scott are the tackles. Scales and Connolly are the ends. The linebackers are McDonald, Barry, and Smith. The D-backs are Spratley, Guzman, Capehart, and Kevin Diggs. Third down and about 11 to go for the Warriors. Trying to capitalize off the turnover. Pitch to the near side. Has a little running room across the 45 to the 44, but well short of a first down. They needed to get all the way to the 37-yard line, so the Warriors now will have to either punt the ball or go for it on 4th and long.
That 55, Jerron Smith, 6 foot 230. One of the outside linebackers, Tim, has been in on 2 of the tackles that very active in that position. They're going to have to find somebody to put a helmet on him. Nansemond River really dodged a bullet.
Put a good pressure on the punter, but it got it away. Relatively short kick and takes a big Nansemond River roll all the way out to the 37-yard line. That ball looked like he used a 9-iron to put backspin on it as it hit the 30 and got a nice Nansemond roll all the way out. Let's see where they'll mark it. Looks
Tim,
like
that was just
37.
almost where the first down would have been.
Yep.
If they could have gotten to the first down.
So they mark it at the 37-yard line. A relatively short punt since the line of scrimmage.
7 yards.
Yeah, well, it was just a 7-yard punt. A huge break for Nansemond River. They've fumbled the ball but did not get burned as a result. They've got it back now, their second possession. Just under 9 minutes remaining here in a scoreless first quarter. Strand wants to pass, got hit just as he released the ball. It is batted around, incomplete. Good coverage. 4 Warriors covering 2 Nansemond River Warriors. Going to have to get around that NR. You have to do the Kecoughtan and the NR Warriors. How's that?
I tell you, the quarterback just got it off. Why did you see that lineman coming in? Had a beat on him.
So second down and 10 for Nansemond River. Far wide right out Brian Winter, top of your screen.
There, the double wing this time. 1 back, 2 wideouts.
Man in motion is Guzman. Strand gives to the fullback, and he is out across the 43 to about the 44-yard line. That is
He's like number 2, Tim.
Tracy McPherson. We had a couple of number changes. I hope this is correct, right?
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Tracy's. We need to tell our good buddy over there on the PA because he's got it the other way. He didn't catch that.
Well, I told everybody but him.
Number 3, McPherson.
3rd and 4, the ball at the 44.5.
But number 3 ran it.
No, number 2 ran
Number 2 ran the ball. Guzman in motion. He gets the handoff, and he cuts it inside nicely across midfield. Stood up a defender and drove about 2 more yards to the Kecoughtan 48-yard line where they'll move the chains.
I tell you, one thing you're going to have to do is do some get yourself a little low if you're going to tackle.
Well, that guy particularly because he's tall and powerful. Guzman, 6'1", 195, almost bowled over the tackler. And the Warriors are able to stop him, but not before the Nansemond River Warriors get their first down in Kecoughtan territory. Shifting to the double wing. Strand straight back, wants to pass. Flag is down. Strand gets it away, and it's well out of bounds, but a penalty flag down in the area that you might expect to see holding called.
And I think now the penalty goes from the. Does it go from the where the infraction happened?
Well, I thought it used to be a spot foul. We'll see how they call this, but holding is the initial indication from referee Turlington.
Yeah, that's George Adamowski that's got the ball.
Holding, White.
Holding against
First down.
Nansemond River.
So that'll back them up to the 39-yard line of Nansemond River. They had been at the 48 of Kecoughtan. So that is obviously from the spot.
Right, from the spot of the foul. I thought it might be.
First
Trying to get myself oriented. I tell you, get excited every football season.
First down and 23 now for the Warriors of Nansemond River from the other side of the water. They are
Southeastern Conference.
They are Group AAA. Strand on the option, pitches. This is McPherson. McPherson has the corner.
What he did is he did a nice job of acting like he was going to go inside and suck the defense inside and then broke it outside. Got some great speed.
Got it back just over the original line of scrimmage as we'll watch the replay here.
You can see him watching when he makes the quarterback really gets flattened. He missed that, but he did a little move inside and just caught everybody, sucked the defense in, and then he broke it outside. Boy, beautiful sky out there tonight, Tim.
Oh, it's just gorgeous out here. We can't help but encourage everyone to come out for these games. Just a great family outing here at beautiful Darling Stadium. So they picked up the yardage they lost on the penalty plus a yard and a half, and now we've got flags and whistles.
That usually means a movement in the line before the snap.
Zooms with 14 peninsula locations. Yeah, and I think you just went to another grand opening, didn't you?
Yeah, down there by Hampton Woods.
What, that's place
Dead ball. And you know, you were one of the topics of conversation. I said, well, you got one up there in Newport News, and I said, yeah, Tim goes up there. Said, oh, Tim. Oh yeah, we got a stool for him, and the whole. Boy, they just knew you. They love you.
Well, the profits are down, because I've kind of cut out some of that fast food stuff.
Well, don't be doing that.
Well, when I need my fast food, that's where I go.
Okay.
Fast and good. Second down and long after yet another penalty. First game penalty jitters seems to be, and McPherson has stood up and stopped cold. In fact, a couple of yards the wrong way for the Nansemond River team as Kecoughtan's defense now starting to assert itself.
Well, that was big 79, and I don't have a 79 on my roster for Kecoughtan.
Yeah, well, we got a 78 and an 80. Should we just split the difference?
Let's give John McDonald and Ed Ross. I don't know.
We'll catch up with some of these changes.
I get a roster, and it's already different. So who knows?
Backed up to their 46-yard line. So Nansemond River now looking at third down and long. Third down and about 16 to go as penalties have hurt them here in the first quarter. We're almost halfway through the first. No score. Strand rolling, wants to pass, got it away, got a pretty good lick after he threw it, and well off the mark, and had no less than 3 defenders around the intended receiver. The defenders were there, and they were more multiple than Nansemond River was.
And he just threw the ball up, Tim. There was no chance for that to get completed. So.
Well, and you know what? His line needs to give him more time. He's just not getting any time, and give credit to Kecoughtan's defensive rush putting the pressure on him.
All right, we got number 11 back to punt.
Yep, that is Guzman. Esteban Guzman. So he'll stand at his 35 and get it away. It's a good high kick, and Green will handle it at about the 13-yard line. Looking for some blocks. Oh, what a block he got, too. I mean, we're talking one serious,
that number 4.
serious pancake put by Jamar Sumter on number 60 of Nansemond River, Milton Chambly. He will be asking the coach, did you get the license number off of that truck?
37-yard kick, 13-yard return.
All right, you heard it from our main statistician to our left. That's Bob Killen. Our main man giving it 37 yards.
Watch this, Tim. You talk about a nice block right here. Boom.
Boom. Chambly's looking for the license plate. All right, here we go. The Warriors now with their second offensive opportunity from their 26-yard line. Plenty of time. And throws it right to Nansemond River. And the ball is stripped loose. Warriors might have gotten it back. Let's wait and see. Yes, they have.
Oh, man, what a nice job, whoever it was who stripped the big 71 for the Warriors came up with it. 71 is Jonas McCormick. Great job of being at the right place at the right time.
And talk about right place, right time. James Capehart of Nansemond River was at the right spot, too, as he picked it off cleanly and looked like he was headed for the touchdown, but he had it stripped. And the Warriors catch a big break.
Well, one thing that Matt Cross did that time, the quarterback, Tim, is he looked at the receiver the whole time. Everybody knew where, especially the defensive backs, knew who was going to get the ball.
This is Green. Green trying to turn the right corner. Cuts it up.
and almost broke it. He is out to the 12.
I tell you, he was 2 steps from breaking that. Tim, we want to welcome our new corporate sponsor, Pearls. They're located 15 North Mallory in Phoebus. Their phone number 722-1907. They're the authorized Mohawk and Armstrong carpet dealer. John West is the president. Rita Barker is the vice president. We do want to thank them for their corporate sponsorship of tonight's ball games and all the games.
I've known about Pearls. You know, my mom still lives in Phoebus.
Yeah, well, I want to tell you about how long they've been in business.
They've been in 1 year less than I'm old.
Well, let's see. That's 59. No, double nickels.
Wrong way.
Minus 1, right?
Minus 1.
Pearls have been in business since 1947. They have it all: drapes, carpets, tile, blinds, vinyl, both mini and vertical, custom designed for your needs. Know that they're located in 15 North Mallory in Phoebus. Give them a call, 722-1907. Got a chance, Tim. I do want to talk about a young man that I met down at the YMCA. This young man does a lot with the youngsters. His name's John Seward, S-E-W-A-R-D, Seward. He's does the school age and summer camp director of the Youth and Family Services Department down there at the Hampton branch on LaSalle Avenue. Does a great job. Get down to the Y, get a hold of John and tell him hi. Does a great job down there.
So he's another new corporate sponsor?
No, I just like John.
Oh, I see. Well, I wanted to talk about some people. All right, Warriors from their 12th. And nothing happening as the Nansemond River defense on the right side is right there to stop any offensive surge, as in on the stop was 24 Dominique Scott.
Well, they lost about a half a yard on that.
Yes, they did. It brings up 3rd down and about 2.
You know, you're going second and 1.5, Tim. You're hoping get that first down, you know, give us a little breathing room down there where our back is right against the wall.
Well, you know, you and I talked about it. I mean, it didn't take a great amount of soothsaying to come up with the defenses would dominate, but that's generally what happens when you've got new coaches and early in the season like this. They're still working on the offense, but the defenses right now are coming to the fore. And the Warriors look like they're going to have a first down. Just depends on where they spot that ball.
I don't know where he spotted it, Tim. Yeah. It's going to be close.
That's the old left foot, right foot. Well, they're going to signal first down.
They're giving it to him.
Yeah, and I think giving him is probably pretty accurate because that ball was real close. I would have asked for a measurement, but
well, he didn't get a chance.
Referee Turlington said it's good.
It's good. Talk a little bit about our crew. We got some people working for some other people tonight. We'll get a chance. We'll talk about them.
People filling in for people who are filling in.
There you go. Boy, we got a receiver out here, Tim. There's nobody on this one guy out here trying to guard 2 receivers. Anyway, we got Scotty Bowers as our main man, is doing everything, and we want to welcome Scotty back. He had a little problems this summer, lost a toe, but he's doing real good. Glad to have him. Andy Foley
encroachment, White, still first down.
Andy Foley usually does graphics and audio tonight. Mike Nowinski is doing it. Andy got his wisdom teeth. Well, he didn't have a whole lot of wisdom anyway, but he had them cut out. Our engineer is Don Schraus, and I'll tell you about our camera people in just a minute. Cameras: Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Baton, and Andre Mattingly is doing the instant replay. Appreciate their help.
Alan Backus, the ball carrier, number 25 on that last one.
And, Tim, we will pick a player of the game from both teams tonight. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Engraving Inc. They're located at the Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwald is owner. The shirt comes from Islander Sporting Goods located in Pecoughtan. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniform, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner. A little high on the pass.
Intended receiver was Andrew Allen. We've got a couple of additional changes. We've got a 44 in the backfield for the Warriors. Don't have a name to go along with that, so we can kind of guess, I guess. But
I guess.
Well,
let's see who we got. We don't have a 79.
Yeah.
and 44.
44.
So I'll see if I can find out who they are.
That'd be 123, I think. If you add those two together.
120. Okay. Right over my head.
working on some numbers here. So.
Uh-oh, nobody in the backfield.
Nobody in the backfield. I think this is a pass or a draw. And it's going to be real close to the first down. It looks like he got it.
He got it. Nice call. Nice call.
Quarterback draw to the 25-yard line. So the Warriors keep the drive alive as we are at the 3:28 mark here in the first quarter. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and the Channel 46 crew bringing you this, our first game of the season. This one videotaped for you on the 8th of September, 2001. Our pleasure to bring you high school football from the Peninsula District. We got a cross-district, or I guess cross-the-water contest tonight, if you will, as Nansemond River Warriors are being hosted by the Kecoughtan Warriors. So another fresh set of downs for the Warriors. In motion is Gerard Mayo. Now he sets up. And in the backfield, as if they knew the count, was yet again number 24, Dominique Scott. He has been all over the field. He stopped Justin Green for a loss of 4 yards back to the 21-yard line. So again, the defense shining on both sides of the ball tonight. Had 2 turnovers in the ball game for Nansemond River and 1 for the Warriors. Neither team has been able to capitalize.
Found out who we needed, Tim.
Good.
79 is John McDonald, and 44 is Ed Ross.
Okay.
The fullback considered at 80.
That explains a lot of stuff. That is Ed Ross in motion. And again, quarterback keeper. And that is Terrence Thompson, by the way, now in the ball game, who we mentioned before he was scheduled to be the starter. Banged up his shoulder in a scrimmage earlier this week.
Last week.
But has been able to come on and try it out here. So I think Coach Austin is kind of shuffling the quarterbacks a bit right now, and Thompson is at quarterback along with the fullback Ross directly behind him. Thompson sets up, wants to throw, and throws high. And again, real good coverage. Would not have been a first down had he caught it, because the defender would have been right there to stop him. That was 23, James Capehart.
Well, Kecoughtan, as you see, Tim, they're really trying to spread out that defense, and they need to, because that defense is showing a lot of speed for Nansemond River.
Ryan Miller will be in deep punt formation, and Trayson Jordan, along with Esteban Guzman, will be in deep punt position to receive. This is a line drive right over the, well, I started to say over the head of Guzman, but he backed up quickly. Guzman, 45-40, and down at the Kecoughtan 40-yard line, again, Nansemond River will have good field position for their possession.
Yeah, and they've had good field position all night long. It's a something the Kecoughtan is going, you know, they're very lucky they didn't lose the score on that interception.
Oh, they were very, very fortunate.
So, you know, change of possession, moving back to the 40, that's not bad. Quarterback, I mean, the kicker is getting a lot of pressure, and he's hurrying his punt.
So at the Kecoughtan 40, Nansemond River with the ball again.
In their double wing and 2 wideouts.
Neither team has been able to sustain any kind of momentum in this game. Strand steps up, now has some running room to the near side, cuts it up the middle, and he is down in Kecoughtan territory at about the 26, 27-yard line.
And I think we might have a penalty against Nansemond River there at the 35. Illegal block, perhaps.
So referee Turlington will indicate
it is a clip.
Clipping against the Nansemond River Warriors.
Well, that's from the point of the foul, I
Here's
believe.
your replay. We might have been able to pick it up there.
But that'll be from the point of the foul, Tim, so
right.
it won't be 15 from the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage was the 40, and the foul occurred apparently at about the 35, so they'll back it up to midfield.
Got a clip. White. First down. And she's it.
So again. The penalty makes it 1st and 20 after the penalty is assessed.
That was a good scramble by their quarterback, Strand.
They've just been hurting themselves with these penalties. They've just 2 turnovers and penalties have kept them from the scoreboard. Strand hands off, and up the middle goes number 2. That is Tracy McPherson.
Tim, one thing that this offense, this double wing, and you put a man in motion, and already all of a sudden you've got an extra blocker blocking for that runner, and it's almost like the old student body sweep. You got all these people leading that runner, and they're overpowering. They got more blockers than they got tacklers. So right now, the Kecoughtan's going to have to make some adjustments, and they will during halftime.
Warriors of Kecoughtan, that is, 4-6 last year. Got a new coach this year, Tommy Austin. Strand eludes a tackler and almost had it picked off. Good anticipation on that left side of the defense. That was number 10, Gerard Mayo, who almost came up with the pick. Kecoughtan last year averaged just 9.6 points on offense and gave up 22. And, of course, that will be the focal point for Tommy Austin this year, is to get that offense putting more points on the board. That is the end of the first quarter, first 12 minutes of our high school coverage this year. And after 12, it's Kecoughtan nothing and Nansemond River nothing.
What a beautiful night for football, Tim. Got a good chance. Didn't get over here and see Hampton play. They played Thursday night. I had previous engagement, couldn't get over here. They were just overpowering first half. And then went over to IC Norcom last night and watched Phoebus. Very impressed with Phoebus High School. They have a tremendous amount of returning lettermen and starters from last year, Tim. This young man, McWright, that we saw last year, put on 20 pounds, and he was running over people last night. Defensively, Phoebus looks real good. Bethel put a lot of points on the board and ended up winning. Got a new quarterback over there, Jimmy Williams. So Peninsula District, especially Hampton-wise, won 3 games so far. So if Kecoughtan can win tonight, we'll have a clean sweep with in a Peninsula District teams, especially in Hampton. We're looking to see that. Maybe we'll have that come to fruition. What do you got there?
Well, I was just looking at the schedule, but you brought up that Hampton, of course, beat Norview. Bethel won against Western Branch. Phoebus shut out Norcom. So Hampton City Schools are 3-0 in the first weekend, and Kecoughtan can make it a sweep.
And that'd be nice. That hadn't happened in a long time.
3rd down and about a dozen. Baker's dozen. This one's picked off. Justin Green at the 30, 40.
Tim, he was just overthrew the receiver.
And Green returns it to the Nansemond River 42-yard line, the 3rd turnover of the ball game for Nansemond River.
Both of these quarterbacks that have thrown the ball, with all 3 of them, have had tendency that the ball is coming out high, and that, you're not following through just right or something, because that receiver was wide open, but the ball went right to Justin Green.
Nansemond River in the first quarter was penalized 4 times for 35 yards, and the Warriors did not have a penalty, but they did, in fact, turn the ball over once.
First best field position tonight, too, I believe, for the Warriors of Kecoughtan.
Thompson remains at quarterback, gives to Justin Green, and he picks up a couple of tough yards inside before he is nailed. And that's Guzman. That's Guzman. He's a player.
He is, Tim, and he's 6'1", 195, linebacker, and he's either playing. Guzman was one of the safeties, strong safety, and he showed some strength on that hit.
Guzman comes out after that play. I'm not sure exactly why, but he's gone over to the bench. He doesn't appear to be injured, but now he takes the knee, and it looks might have been shaken up on that hit, so that hit might have hurt him. The old saying, hurt me more than it did you. 2nd down and about 7, and a mix-up in the backfield. That play was destined to go bad from the get-go.
Didn't look good. None of it did.
And again, you're still working Manny Anderson, the ball carrier, to the 40, and now we've got a timeout being called by Tommy Austin, and he is visibly upset. He's just made a couple of gestures to the sideline, and I think he's just saying, look, I know this is the first game, but guys, we've been practicing, working hard. Now get your heads in it, focus, pay attention, get your focus. And that is truly probably the most important thing that you have. I played a little high school ball, not much. I really didn't play a lot as much as I'd like to have.
Well, they told me you was the whole right side of the line.
I was the whole side. But one of the things that I think is so prevalent with high school players is you can practice and you can do all these things in scrimmages and you can think about it and everything. But when you get into the real game, you get so excited sometimes you forget. You lose your focus.
You really do, Tim.
You just want to hit somebody, but you forget what your real assignment is.
When I was coaching basketball, what I wanted the kids to know after timeout was the last thing I told them, not the first thing, because they'd forget it because of everything else is going around. But what you want them to do, that was just before they walk back on the floor.
Exactly.
It took me a while to learn that.
3rd down and 8. And a gain of about a yard, maybe 2, will bring up 4th down and about 6.5, almost 7.
Well, that offensive line has got to start picking up those linebackers because those linebackers right now are eating up the Kecoughtan offense, and we got another punting situation.
As you see on your screen in the middle of your picture was Brian Moss, the new second-year head coach, I should say, over at Nansemond River. So we've got whistles and flags before the ball is punted.
While they're shuffling that out, usually it's offensive movement in the line, but maybe it's defense this time. It is. Yes, Scotty.
Now, which way are they pointing? Because
they pointed offside against the defense. They lined up in the neutral zone, evidently.
Okay. Yeah, Turlington started to indicate it was against Kecoughtan. It will not be enough for a first down because.
But it might make you say, hey,
They needed 7. Now, of course, it's 2.
I've got a dead ball, encroachment,
so you might think about it since you're inside Nansemond River's 35. In fact, they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, because I think they're going to think about it anyway.
Yeah.
But
well,
we've
4th
lost.
and 7, 4th and 2 is a big difference.
Yeah, really. Well, we lost Larry Turlington's vocal down that time. Tim Zooms is going to give the senior player on each one of the Hampton High School teams this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will receive an award at a school board meeting at the end of the season, and this will be a nice plaque presented by Zooms. And we want to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continued support of WHCS and our student athletes.
That's 14 Peninsula locations.
14. One more than 13. That was you had to get off of that number.
Yes. Well, talking about our upcoming schedule, we want to tell you about some of the games we've got, and of course, next one up is the big one. Heritage will be here at Darling Stadium next Friday night, the 14th. We'll be here, and I bet this place will be jammed.
There's no doubt in my mind that both sides will be pretty well filled up.
So we don't have a game on the 21st. I thought we had one every Friday.
What happened on the 21st?
I don't know.
Well, maybe that's a break. We got a holding.
That is it, my God. See, you told me. I told my wife already I was going to be gone every Friday night.
Well, now you can be. You can be, and guess what?
Donna?
She won't know. Donna, you don't hear this.
You know I wouldn't do that.
Well, I got my schedule somewhere.
Well, mine is a copy of yours.
Well, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games. We got doing a double header. Right, we're off the 21st.
I can be a hero. I can go home tonight and say,
Donna gonna love you to Tim.
I can go home tonight and say,
guess what I told Bob?
That's right. I told Bob, I said, I'm not doing a game next Friday night.
No, next Friday night you're doing
I
one.
am.
But the Friday after that, you're not.
After that game, I'm taking a week off.
I just deserve it. Been with that guy for 21 years.
All right, they do, in fact, have to kick it now. And that ball almost hit Guzman, but it just grazed him, or at least I shouldn't say grazed him, because it had touched him, but it came awfully close to grazing.
It really did.
He could feel the breeze from the ball as it went by. Let's put it like that.
Tim, call Pearls for your drapes.
I will.
Custom designed by interior decorator Ray Paris and Tommy Thompson. They will do a free in-home consultation. Pearls is located at 15 North Mallory in Phoebus. Call 722-1907. And what happened to our lights?
Nothing.
Somebody down there turn the lights down.
Whoever did this is going to have to come back and turn them in. Yeah, please. Either that or my eyes are going on me here. All right, Nansemond River starting from their 10-yard line. Get about a yard on that play. They could tone it down a little bit. We'd have kind of a romantic mood here with
Hey, I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Yeah, by the way, talking about wives, I see your lovely wife is here.
she is.
Mr. Killen's wife. I guess you guys are going to take the ladies out for a gourmet meal.
The only way we could get them here, we got to bribe them.
A gourmet meal over Chili's tonight, or second and about 9 as we hit 9:19 to go here in the first half. Still scoreless. This on the delayed handoff, and the Warrior defense just much too quick for that play. Tracy McPherson never could catch the corner, and he ends up losing 2 back to the 9-yard line.
So he lost a couple.
Yes, he did.
Both of these coaches are going to look at the films and even look at our film from tonight's game, and they're going to see some things that these young men make some adjustments, and hopefully the coaches up in the press box will help them. They make that adjustments during halftime, but neither one of these teams look real good offensively tonight.
Third down and 11 on a slant play. That ball almost caught, but not able to hold on to it was Robert McDonald, number 6.
Well, that brings up a punting situation.
Check that. I'm sorry. That was Brian Winter, number 9. I'm dyslexic. What is it when you upside down a number? I know when you do them backwards.
You learn your numbers in Japan.
That's what it was.
Other side, upside down.
Upside down or backwards.
Something.
All right, Guzman is back in his own end zone to punt. So the Warriors, with any kind of break here, will get some good field position out of this. Guzman hits the 43-yard line and takes the Nansemond River roll out to the 47, but the Warriors will start in Nansemond River territory, and a flag is down back at about the 8-yard line. 38-yard kick with no return.
Well, they may kick that again. We'll see. Yeah, they may make them kick it again. I would.
I would too.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep, illegal procedure against the Warriors of Nansemond River. And they have had more than their share.
They're going to kick again. They're going to kick it again.
Had more than their share of penalties here in the first quarter, first half.
Still 4th down. And that's what really drives the coach crazy, is those are mistakes that the concentration, if you're focused on what you're doing, wouldn't happen. Sometimes you get too excited because it's the first game of the season and your adrenaline's going. You need to settle down and get into the flow of the game. But making these mistakes when you got your kicker in the end zone, that's not good. Ball goes over his head, and you've given the other team 2 points. We saw that last night over at Norcom.
Well, and that was a good-looking kick, too, and took a roll for their team. So, they're into the wind here, and this is a pretty substantial wind. He gets it away, and this is a much less of a kick. I mean, this is going to even take a bounce at the 20-yard line. So that was a 27-yard gain on that 5-yard penalty. 16 yards on the kick. See, that again, a huge break. And boy, if you're the
16 to 38, that's a big difference.
I mean, if you're Nansemond River's coach, you're about to beside yourself right there. Here you had them all the way out to almost midfield, and after that 5-yard penalty, you give up 26 yards in field position. There you see, it was almost like a pitching wedge shot there. It just went like one of my shots. So from the Nansemond River 20-yard line, the Warriors with their best chance here. Thompson back to throw. Wants to throw for the corner of the end zone. Does so, but throws it long and out of reach of his intended receiver, number 14, George Harris.
Well, Thompson just threw that to an area. He had a spot in the end zone, and he was putting it right in the corner and was hoping his man could get there.
And, you know,
that's not a bad play from there.
And the wind can give you just as much trouble with it behind your back as it can in your face.
Absolutely.
It tends to float on you.
Yeah, but tends to make it float a little more than what normal.
Now a timeout, an official's stoppage of play momentarily, and now they'll.
Now George Adamowski just wants to get involved, so.
Is that what it is?
I'm picking on George.
And we've got another penalty flag.
That's Kecoughtan. Everybody moved but the center.
Flag on the play.
You know, one of the funniest things you ever hear is someone talk about the fact that the center forgot to count snap. You know, you think everybody else would remember. If no one else would remember, the center would remember.
Well, see, he's got the blocking assignments and things he's got to do too.
Absolutely.
And when you get up there and everybody goes but the center, you can almost say, yeah, I think the center forgot what the count was.
So 5 yards is assessed against the Warriors. 8:04 left in the first half. Scoreless here from Darling Stadium. Kecoughtan in the green, Nansemond River in the red and white. And that ball comes
fumble.
loose.
You can't carry that ball like Thompson was doing that time. Tim, he had it stuck out there like a loaf of bread.
And they've turned it over. Second time in the ball game. The Warriors have turned it over. 3 turnovers against Nansemond River. So 5 turnovers here in the first half and a bunch of penalties.
Oh, this has been a real, what you call an ugly game.
So far. But a beautiful night to watch an ugly game.
Oh, absolutely. Perfect.
24-yard line is where Nansemond River now will get their break as the Warriors were threatening. But a penalty and a fumble have given it over. Long count by Strand. Now he sends Guzman in motion and then hands off to McPherson. And he's dancing too much trying to get to that corner. He's not just getting the ball and going. That is Tracy McPherson. He is just a 9th grader. And I don't mean to be overly critical, but he's playing like a 9th grader. He's just too tentative. And you can't give the defense of Kecoughtan, which they're known for, through the years. They may not score a lot of points, but they play good D.
Yeah, they do.
You just can't let them have much time to react.
Well, and Dan Thompson, you know, he defensive coach over there when Kurt Newsom was there, defensive coach there last year and again this year. So Dan knows his defense.
Second down after a short game. Let's call it second down and 8. Now this side, Guzman got some running room, but got tripped up as he got across the 30 to about the 31-yard line.
I tell you, Ed Ross, number 44, almost had him in the backfield, Tim. But Guzman shows that speed and just outran him.
They marked the ball at the Nansemond River 31-yard line. Brings up a third down and about 4.
Not much luck on third down and long. I look for them to keep it on the ground. They seem to pick it up better. Their passing game is just a little off tonight.
You are too kind, sir. They do stay on the ground.
But McPherson
did not get the first down as he is stacked up at the 33-yard line. Needed to get the 34, so that'll bring up 4th and 1.
McPherson with the handoff, and he's stopped by a host of Warriors.
Guzman will go back in deep punt formation, not nearly as dangerous as the last time, but again, he will be kicking into I'd say about a 15 to 20 mile an hour breeze. I noticed it when we were standing down on the field before the game that it was fairly substantial. Justin Green, the only man back for the Warriors. Guzman takes the snap and kicks a nice kick. Green will field it at the 28-yard line. Trying to get a
nice
block.
He got a nice block.
And Green is wrestled down at the 33-yard line. Again, a good job on special teams by Nansemond River.
That was Dominic Scott, Tim, and what he did is a lot of people, as he was tackling him, he brought his hand down and knocked the ball out.
We have got another penalty flag, I believe.
Where is
holding? I'm not exactly certain.
I don't see the flag. Do you see? I don't see the flag.
It is against Kecoughtan.
Preliminary call holding against the Kecoughtan Warriors.
I see the flag now. It was in our picture. It was downfield. You see some of the crowd just below the press box here on the home side. Pretty good crowd on hand considering this is Bay Days weekend, and undoubtedly a lot of people over at the downtown area waiting for the fireworks to happen.
Tim, I'm used to big screen TV. This
Yeah,
is really, okay, we got a whole, and you are too, right?
I'm like watching it on a
First down.
wristwatch. That's my Dick Tracy TV. It's about 2 inches square. Don't even get me started on big screen TVs, buddy.
Well, there we are. Hey, Mom.
I had my sights on a high definition TV. Almost got it home. We'll talk about that off camera.
You need to talk to your buddy sitting next to you. He got one that's
the 69
rectangle.
Don't even go there.
Oh,
Don't
man. Awesome.
Yes, I know. Let's move on.
And our buddy Brent Musgrove, who you and I have both talked to, went out and got one too by Mitsubishi. Oh, is it beautiful?
Oh, I know he got the big, but he didn't get that.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he did the 16.9 format.
Yeah, he'll do the whole thing.
Don't even go there. I almost had the longest fight with my wife over that. But I shall survive. All right, the Warriors from their 25-yard line, second down and about 9. They try the sweep to the right. Give the ball this time to Darnell Harrison.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say if one of those Kecoughtan Warriors, when they start to sweep, if they will cut back against the green, they may pick up some additional yardage. They're just trying to outrun the defense, and according to Coach Moss, they're quick.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. You know, the only way you can really neutralize speed on defense is to go straight up with a quick hitter rather than try and sweep.
Or cut back against the grain, let them overrun the play.
Exactly.
That's Matt Cross in
he got
again.
him. He's got the first down out close to midfield.
Well, Matt Cross is back in a quarterback. I didn't pick that up until just then.
Just came back in. They mark him out at the 45-yard line as he stepped out instead of the 48 where he was eventually tackled. We'll return to Darling Stadium for the conclusion of our first half after this brief timeout.
And we're back up.
Back here at Darling Stadium, one-play run while we were gone. That was a gain of about 5, a little more than 5. Let's call it second down and 5.
That was a quarterback keeper by
Matt Cross.
Matt Cross, young man, nice young man. Met him a couple times on the golf course as a neighbor of a friend of mine, JD. He told me about him back when he was a freshman.
And that same play that resulted in a fumble earlier. And now another fumble, and the Warriors, well, let's see who ends up with it finally. There's still a scramble for it. Looks like Nansemond River ended up with it. And they have. So the turnovers now are even at 3 apiece. That was almost an instant replay of the fumble that occurred early in the ballgame when the ball was knocked loose.
Watch defense. Somebody just shot the gap. I don't know if we got it. Watch
exactly what they did before. Watch the replay. Cross never had a chance.
Right then, nobody blocked big number 74. I mean, nobody. Chris Hardy, 6'3", 275.
Yeah,
just a junior.
He's a big boy. So turnover number 3 by the Warriors. Each Warrior team now with 3. And Nansemond River with their best chance at the Kecoughtan 30. Nansemond River, as you may recall, in the first quarter, almost scored on a interception before fumbling it. Gain across the 25 to about the 23. That was a nice play of almost 7 yards.
Number 2, Trace McPherson.
Second and 3.
McPherson, the ball carrier for Nansemond River. We are at the 3-minute mark here in the first half.
Well, neither one of these teams have been able to take advantage of a turnover. Kecoughtan had the ball on the 20 and couldn't do anything. Let's see if Nansemond River can do something with their chance inside the 25.
And the Warriors steal it.
Another turnover.
He just took the ball out of the guy's hand. Who was that, number 8?
Yep, that's who it is.
That's
That is
Manny
Manny Anderson, number 8. And he just stole it from the ball carrier.
We got that on replay right here.
Watch it on replay. He's going to reach in right here.
Right there, just stay and say, hey, I can handle that ball.
And he got it. So turnover number 4 for Nansemond River. And they mark it at the Kecoughtan 30-yard line. So 2:32 remain. There you see the scoreboard. Double zeros on both sides for the score. 2:32 left in the half. Kecoughtan has used their 3 timeouts. The Warriors of Nansemond River have all 3 of theirs remaining. Fake pitch. Thompson, who's back in at quarterback, throws.
Oh, what a catch, Tim.
Amazing
What
catch.
a catch.
That was one-handed Raphael King, just reached up. I'm going to check his hands for some stickum.
Oh, my goodness. I hope we have that on replay. That was just awesome.
2nd and 3.
He went acrobatic. Here we go. Watch this.
I mean, fellas, that's about
I don't know if he's left-handed or not, but he has a good left hand.
What a grab.
And a nice fake that time by Terrence Thompson. Now we got Matt Cross back in.
37-yard line, 2nd down and 3. This is Green. And he's got the first down, tripped up at the 45-yard line, but it'll be at the 46, and it'll be the Kecoughtan first down.
He takes it to the outside and gets
40
close to the
remaining.
45.
Stop the clock
down.
while they move the chains.
Guzman and James Capehart in on the stop.
That's the first time Kecoughtan has put a man in motion, Tim, and got some extra blocker out there on that sweep.
First down for Kecoughtan. The ball spotted.
Justin Green, Tim, he's a senior. He's only 5'7", 155. What you would call a scat back.
Ross throws deep and not even close to.
Ed Ross was there, Tim, got held up a little bit. Legally, I might add, but
We okay, number 2.
he just kind of needs to put a little more air into that ball, and hopefully Ross can run under it.
2nd and 10.
First time they've thrown to back coming out of the backfield. Now they got trips to the right.
What number caught that pass?
No one. Incomplete pass.
The before that.
Help him out, Tim.
So that one goes incomplete. 3rd down and 10. 1:20 left.
3rd down. 3rd down.
46-yard line is where they've got it marked. 3rd down and 10.
Trips again to the right.
Warriors need to get this conversion.
Oh, draw play. Nice call.
Ball play,
Nice call.
and it'll be very close to the first down. It'll be just short by about a foot. Need to get across the 45, and they'll mark it on the Kecoughtan side. And now Nansemond River will take a timeout.
And that'll help Kecoughtan because they did not get the first down, and they could not have stopped the clock. So that'll help
Well, this brings up
Tommy
an interesting
Johnston.
situation. Let's see what you think. Here you've got 4th and a foot. It's at the Nansemond River Warriors 45-yard line. Your defense has been outstanding all through the first half. Do you try for it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 2 ways you can do it, Tim. You can try to draw them off on a long count, or you can get up to, just tell your team, get up there. Here's the first sound you move.
All right, guys,
Here's the replay. Scotty was showing us the play that was just short of the first down.
So if you move on the very first play, sometimes you can get off the ball before the defense is ready, and you pick up that little half yard, and that stops the clock. Call 2 plays in the huddle. Let's see if, they're going for it. They got to.
Now Thompson in the backfield, and now Nansemond River takes another timeout.
Well, see, he didn't think he was going to go for it, or didn't like the defense. Tim, I wouldn't worry about the trips they're putting to the right. If I'm the defense, he ain't going to throw the ball. What he's going to think he's going to do is either quarterbacks keep it, or give it to his fullback.
Yeah, that's our cable technician, mobile cable technician.
And that's Juan?
Juan.
Not
Two.
Marshall.
Two.
Juan,
Juan two.
Juan Brown.
Juan Brown, yep. Got his, is that his North Carolina hat he's got on there? UNC?
Yeah, UNC took it on the chin again today, didn't they?
Hey, listen.
Looked good first half. And
Talk
then
about a murderous schedule. Wisconsin, Texas. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on what he spotted.
Boy, it's going to be real close. Forward progress will be marked, but it's going to be real tight. Let's see where they put the ball down. They stick it right on the 45-yard line. They're going to bring the chains in. Eagle Eye here is going to tell you right now they missed it by about 3 inches.
I tell you what, you've never been wrong.
Oh, I wouldn't go that way.
Well, in my eyes, you've never been wrong.
But they're short
I think Donna might.
They're short by 3 little old inches.
You're right.
They missed it. That was an easy one because they had the ball right on the 45 and no, it wasn't easy. I have an eagle eye. What am I saying?
That's right. Don't berate yourself.
That's right. Don't diminish.
Donna can do that. I got to talk to you about this big screen you didn't get.
We'll talk about it at halftime here.
It's not on the air.
No, because the steam starts coming out of my ears. So the Nansemond River Warriors are good on defense, and they take it over.
They're
with
going to put the
105.
ball up in the air, Tim.
But they just used 2 of their 3 timeouts in that particular down. So they just have 1 left, and Strand will be sacked. Ball comes loose, but he was down. Backus
really came in. Nobody touched him.
That was a fumble.
Here's the replay. Bob thinks it was a fumble. Let's see if we see the same thing. I think he was stopped. See, he was his forward progress.
The ball came out after his back was on the ground.
Yeah. In any event, it is a 9-yard loss on the sack. 2nd down and 19 for Nansemond River, and they're just going to get into the locker room.
Yeah,
now.
they're going to. Hey, this is it. Let's get out of here.
Before we do worse things.
Well, you know, if you throw the ball in the air, Tim, 3 things can happen. 2 of them are bad.
There you go.
Incomplete, interception. That's what old Woody Hayes used to say. Give me 3 yards and a cloud of dust, and I'll beat you all day long.
Well, they're standing around, but that is the end of the first half as they'll watch the time wind off the clock. Referee Turlington will show us the ball, and it is halftime. And we've had a defensive struggle, a total of 7 turnovers by the 2 teams. And we are scoreless at halftime. We'll return to Darling Stadium with the 3rd quarter of action after this brief timeout. Back here at Darling Stadium, halftime ceremony is almost concluded, and the Nansemond River team back on the field. Kecoughtan just about to rejoin us. Statistics in the first half. For the Warriors of Nansemond River, they rushed the ball 16 times for 111 yards. Their leading rusher was Tracy McPherson, who had 8 carries for 37. They did not complete a pass, or at least not to their own team. And, of course, no touchdowns and total yards in the first half, 111 yards. They had 5 first downs. They fumbled the ball 4 times and lost it 3. And they were penalized 5 different occasions for a total of 40 yards. For the Warriors, they didn't do much more. They had 18 carries for 44 yards, rather. Leading rusher was Justin Green, who had 5 carries for 16. They did complete 2 of 6 passes, 23 yards all totaled. And the leading receiver was Raphael King, who made that incredible one-handed catch for one of his 2 grabs. And the total yardage in the first half for Kecoughtan, just 67 yards versus 111 for Nansemond River. They had 6 first downs. They fumbled the ball 3 times, lost it once, and they were penalized 4 times for 35 yards. So total of 7 turnovers in the first half alone for both teams.
Tim, let me take a minute here and congratulate the staff at Channel 46. They won an international award. Scotty Bowers, who is the director of the HCS television services, found out that the school division's cable television station, WHCS Channel 46, won a Telly Award for its video entitled Past, Present, and Future. By the way, you and I were in that video. I don't know if you knew that.
I saw some guy with hair.
Yeah, that was you. Begun in 1980 by Cleo Winner and 7-time Emmy winner David E. Carter, the Telly Award program recognizes the very best in advertisements and commercials among non-network and cable stations. The Channel 46 entry was listed in the public relations category of video and film and program. Last year's winner in this category, Tim, included such giants as HBO, Sci-Fi Channel, Touchstone Pictures, and the Discovery Channel. Dare we say no other school division in the country has been the recipient of such an honor. And pictured are Scotty Bowers, Don Scharouse, Mike Nowinski, and Andy Foley. Congratulations, fellas. And Scotty tells me we won another award. I'm going to find out about that.
That's some pretty lofty company there.
Yeah, tell me about it.
HBO, the Sci-Fi Channel, Touchstone Pictures, and the Discovery Channel. Those people had previously won this award in this category. Wow. That's a great job. We joke a lot about Scotty and the guys, give them a hard time, but these guys do a great job, men and women. They do a wonderful job day in and day out, and Hampton should be absolutely as proud as they can be about Channel 46. They are the best.
They are that. Tim, we will pick a player from the Kecoughtan team tonight. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Engraving Inc. They're located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850, Dave Buckwalter's owner. The shirt comes from Islander Sporting Goods. They're located in Poquoson. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment, uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
All right, Nansemond River is set to kick off. They'll be kicking into the wind to start the second half. And the kickoff specialist, Travis Hogue, taken to the 34-yard line before Raphael King is tackled at the 34. So the Warriors will have it 1st and 10 at that point.
If you need mini or vertical blinds, or if you need blind repair, nobody else does this. Pearls is the only one of very few places that you can get your blinds repaired. Give them a call at 722-1907 and ask for Tommy Thompson or Ray Paris.
I may have to call them, and I'll tell you why after the next play.
All right. I'll tell John you're going to call him.
Quarterback is the original starting quarterback. Matt Cross is back in there. This is Justin Green in motion. Cross gives to Ross.
Why you got something wrong with your blinds?
Well, I have 2 cats, and one of them doesn't know he's a cat. He thinks he's a goat. He chews on blinds. So we have these beautiful mini blinds at various places in our house, and they're all crinkled around the bottom where he's been chewing on them. So.
Well, go give Tommy Thompson and Ray Paris a call at Pearls.
At Pearls. Where are they located again?
15 North Mallory in Phoebus. Give them a call, 722-1907.
I'll do it. Flag is dropped, and the runner is likewise, as the ball carrier is Backus, Alan Backus, but he got nowhere, and an illegal shift call has been signaled against the Warriors. They'll probably decline that since there was a pretty good loss on the play.
Well, if you take them back, Tim, you make it 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 5. So, 3rd and 5. So I don't know. You might take this penalty.
Yeah, you might. They lost.
Yeah, they're going to take it.
Lost about a yard and a half. So they will, in fact, mark it off from the 40. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
2nd down.
That's why I'm up here and the coaches are down there. Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home is a second half sponsor here for the games. That's where Nancy Staten is the manager. They're conveniently located at Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue. For a tour of their facility, stop by or give them a call at 827-4670. Cross rolling, has some time, throws in a crowd, and it's tipped.
If he looked down the field, Tim, he had a wide open receiver, but it's hard when you're scrambling to look, because he'd have to throw back across his body.
Yeah, he would have had to have an incredible arm to have found George Harris, who was open at the Nansemond River 40. So 3rd down and 10. Penalty hurt them as it had been 2nd down and 5, and that penalty set them back, and now they'll have to go with 3rd and long, and they've not been particularly productive in 3rd and long situations this evening. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz, along with Bob Killen and the entire Channel 46 crew, hope you're enjoying our first game of the season. The Warriors of Kecoughtan and the Warriors of Nansemond River were scoreless here, and we've got about 10 minutes and 57 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
We got an equipment problem or something. We've got an official's timeout.
This will give me a chance. I started to talk about our schedule and then got sidetracked here. The next game is next Friday when Hampton will host Heritage. Get here early. Get your tickets early. That will be a sellout, I'm sure. Then we are off the 21st and come back with a doubleheader weekend, the 28th and 29th, when Hampton will play Bethel. And then that Saturday night on the 29th of September, Denby High School will take on the formidable foe Phoebus Phantoms.
And that'll be, we will have then had all 4 of the Hampton schools in the first 4 games, and sometimes we don't get that. So the schedule worked to our favor in that aspect.
Incomplete pass makes it 4th and long. Just to round out real quickly the rest of our schedule, Phoebus and Bethel, Phoebus and Hampton on the 12th of October. That could be a huge game. Always is, but it'll be even more important.
What a kick.
Talk about a boot. You got some wind help. Guzman is thinking about it now. Does pick it up and does a nice job of getting out to about the 14-yard line.
Well, Tim, he just picked up about 10 yards.
Yep, that was an excellent play. Guzman, I'm telling you, he's a player. I've seen him tonight and really appreciated his efforts. Just to finish our schedule, we got Phoebus and Hampton on the 12th of October. The 19th finds Bethel and these Kecoughtan Warriors. The 26th will have Hampton and Kecoughtan. The 2nd of November will have Kecoughtan and Phoebus. And then our final game of the regular season will be the 9th of November when Bethel will host Heritage. So we'll get a chance to see the reigning state champions twice during the regular season.
That was a 56-yard punt.
What a punt. 56 yards, as you probably heard Bob mention. About a 14-yard, 10-yard return. What was it? Let's see. 10-yard return. He picked it about the 4. Out of the double wing. Strand, who has yet to complete a pass on the quarterback draw, picks up yardage out across the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
Okay, we got 2nd down.
Dominique Strand is the quarterback for the Warriors of Nansemond River. He is a junior.
A long 3.
2nd down and a long 3. Short 4, long 3. Take your pick. Neither team has been able to score. Both teams have been inside the 30. In fact, the Warriors had the ball at the 20 but couldn't do anything with it. Long count by Strand. Short drop back, throwing into coverage. Completes the pass. Guzman went down at the 35-yard line, but that'll be more than enough for a first down.
That was a one-handed.
Was
that one-handed pass? That's 2 times we've seen that one-handed catches.
13-yard gain out to the 35-yard line. First down for Nansemond. They haven't come very often tonight. Watch the replay. Short drop. And this was a real good grab by Guzman. You saw we clearly went down. And, of course, in high school and college, you cannot get up regardless of whether you were touched while down. But a fresh set of downs at the 35 for Nansemond River. Guzman goes in motion. And Guzman gets the handoff, and Guzman is tackled immediately.
Nice job.
That was Jamar Sumter in the backfield, and he reacted as if he knew the signal call.
He knew the play.
So the loss back to the 30-yard line, a loss of 5 on the play as you watch the replay. 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Second down and 15. Warriors have had no problem with this double wing offense at all. Long count by Dominique Strand. Now Guzman goes in motion. And the handoff goes to McPherson, and McPherson gets back the 5 they lost on the previous play. But it'll bring up third down and 10 at the 35-yard line of Nansemond River. Neither team has been able to get any sustained offense at all.
Well, there's a you make a mistake somewhere, whether it's in the blocking or a penalty or something, and it seems like you're third and long all night long, both teams.
Well, 7 turnovers and
well, that makes it tough too.
And almost an equal number of penalties that just kill drives.
Oh, I tell you, I didn't even see that handoff.
I was trying to see who had it. It's a race. Justin Green trips up number 6, McDonald, but not until McDonald is all the way down to the Kecoughtan 32-yard line. That'll be a huge first down for the Warriors of Nansemond River.
He was in motion, Tim. A reverse. Everybody else, it was almost like a naked reverse. Watch this. Everybody is going the other direction, going away from us. And the Kecoughtan Warrior bumped into him, didn't realize he had the ball. You get like that, I guess you just grab whoever you can get a hold of.
All the way to the Kecoughtan 34-yard line. First down. Guzman in motion. McPherson gets the handoff, and McPherson is tripped up for a loss of a yard. Now, who was in on that stop? That was a beautiful play again by the defense.
I think that was number 10, Tim. I think it was Mayo, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was actually 25 Backus, but I'm not sure.
Well, he came up last.
Did he?
Yeah, he came up last. I believe number 10 was first one that made contact.
And Sumter, who's been making some fine defensive plays, limps off the field for the Warriors. Quick count. McPherson gets the call, and he is stacked up after a very short gain. It'll be third down and a long 9, I would guess. See exactly where they marked the ball.
Making the initial stop, number 55, Corey Davis.
And now we've got a timeout called by Nansemond River. So they mark it at the 33-yard line, gave him a progress, and it is third down and 9. And Coach Moss of Nansemond River says, we're going to talk about this. This could be the most crucial play of the game so far.
Yeah, and you see that Dan Thompson is out there for the Warriors. He's a defensive coach, and he's out there talking to him.
And another Warrior coming limping off now. Looks like some of these guys might be cramping up. It's not a warm night in the sense that sometimes early in the season you can get some 90-degree, very humid evenings. It's just a real comfortable evening. You and I were standing outside the press box at halftime, and it was just as comfortable as it could be, but of course we're not wearing 40 pounds of equipment either.
Yeah, that's right. That's Corey C. Davis, Tim, number 55. We got a Corey D. Davis, who is number 72. So we got 2 Corey Davises out there.
We got 2 of the Warriors. Davis, as you mentioned, along with Sumter down there being attended to.
And it looks like a cramp.
Yep. Hopefully
that's what you said, and hopefully that's what it is.
We've talked about it before. It's not a comfortable thing. Cramps can be extremely painful, but they're a whole lot less of an impact because you can recover from them versus an injury. It is third down and 9.
You see him put it in the air.
Outlaw was in motion, and just as he gets ready to throw the ball comes loose. They have indicated it is a fumble. Let's see. Did not call it an incomplete pass. He was hit just as he was getting ready to throw the ball. Coach Austin on the near sideline is saying that was a pass.
And it's exactly no.
And it's ruled a fumble. So yet another turnover. That'll be the 5th turnover. Watch the replay here and see if you can.
Tim, that ball was knocked out before his arm came
You're
forward.
absolutely right. That's one of those things where if you could slow it down to super slow, you'd see that the ball came up and vertical when his arm went forward, there was never any forward motion per se by the ball. See if you can watch it again. We're going to see if we can slow this down. We're going to see right there, that ball is already out before his arm comes forward. So a good call by the officials, and the Warriors benefit by the turnover at their 35. So again, the Nansemond River team has shot themselves in the foot on numerous occasions. They're going to have to pick another foot to shoot at here before too long.
They won't have any feet and toes left.
No feet left.
Shouldn't have said that.
That's right. Don't say that around. That's not a good thing. 38-yard line is where they've marked the ball. Pickup of 3. 6:20 remaining in the third quarter, almost halfway through the third quarter. Didn't mention that at the top of the game. Those of you not particularly familiar with high school ball, there are only 12 minutes in each quarter in high school versus 15 in college. And hit immediately in the backfield on a very fine stop there. That was Dabney who got the call.
Chris Hardy made the
Backus,
stop.
rather. Alan Backus, number 25, got the call, but
Chris Hardy was in
Chris
it,
Hardy?
too. And they were trying to trap him, and the guy just didn't get over there quick enough to trap him. He was in the backfield before the block was put on him, and lost a couple yards.
Once again, the defense continues to dominate in this game where we're still scoreless. 5.5 minutes left in the third.
5 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. No score here at Darling Stadium.
Green in motion. Cross is wrapped up and sacked.
I tell you what, 74 just eating up that defense, that offensive guard on that side, or tackle on that side.
That is Chris Hardy, and his name has been called way too often for the Kecoughtan liking. Here's the replay. Just watch this. 74 is going to be right at the top of your screen. He just blows right by the blocker. And that play never had a chance.
Never had a chance.
So Ryan Miller will be in deep punt formation, and they got it. They blocked it. And that could be the turning point in the game as the Warriors of Nansemond River have the ball deep in Kecoughtan territory.
Right, almost inside the 10, I guess.
Ryan Miller, who just booted the ball 56 yards his last punt, has this one blocked. And the special teams have been able to do something no one else has, and that's give the Warriors of Nansemond River good field position.
Well, Tim, that's where your team defensive speed come into play.
Watch this replay. Just going to see it after it already been blocked, but the scramble for the ball. But at this point, it doesn't really matter because whoever recovers it is Nansemond River's ball. So it's first down and goal at the 10-yard line. Ball just inside the 10. Strand rolling, wants to keep it. He does, and he's down at the 8-yard line.
25 for the Warriors, Alan Backus. But he had a beat on him coming from the weak side.
Second down and 8, or second down and goal, whichever you prefer, since they were really set on the 8-yard line, so it is goal to go. Kecoughtan's defense trying to come up big here. Down inside the 5 to the 3.
That was just power, Tim.
That was Trace McPherson. 5'9", 185, and we've got a Warrior shaken up on the play.
That's 52, Tim. It looks like he's getting up Tommy Hammond.
Slow to get up, but he'll stay in the ball game. So it's third down and goal.
Well, let's see if the defense can put on a goal line stand here. If you're Nansemond River, Tim, you got to figure you got 2 more downs. I don't know what kind of field goal kicker they've got.
Well, this is an extra point try at this point. Wouldn't have to have any leg. Strand keeps it, and he is in. So with 3:08 remaining in the third quarter, Dominique Strand goes 3 yards to give the Warriors of Nansemond River a 6-0 lead.
Well, Tim, first team to take advantage of a turnover, but when you get the ball at the 10-yard line with first and goal, you know, it's hard to keep a team out.
Ryan Winter in for the point after.
Extra point try is good. It was questionable for a moment. Travis Hogue is the extra point man.
The Warrior, Manny Anderson, was right on top of the kicker that time and went right over his head.
If you're into numerology, Bob was just showing me where that was the third play of the third quarter with 3:08 to go. It was 3 yards. So
Threes are wild.
Here was the replay. And it is 7-0 in favor of the Warriors of Nansemond River. Took a special teams effort to set up the touchdown. And that's such a shame. Miller had just been punting the air right out of that ball. He had a 56-yarder the previous punt, but this one he just had blocked. Somehow the blocking broke down, or he might have taken a little too long. In any event, Nansemond River gets on the board first. Just to remind you again, next Friday night, you're going to want to get your tickets early. 14th of September, Hampton will host Heritage. Hampton, of course, a double victim last year of Heritage, lost to them twice. Nice return out to the 35-yard line.
Really did a good job. Who was that, number 3?
That was Raphael King. He's been outstanding. Besides that one-handed catch that he's made, he's also been, he's actually had 2 grabs in the game. 25-yard return on the kickoff. So the Warriors now down by a touchdown and an extra point. Will try from their 36. Quarterback will be Terrence Thompson, who did not start the ball game. If you joined us late, Matt Cross was your starter. Thompson hurt last week in a scrimmage, but has come on to play here in the ball game.
Well, he's played a little bit, Tim, and I don't know what shoulder it was he hurt, whether it was the right shoulder or left shoulder, but he ran that time like he didn't have any problem with the shoulder.
He was a little slow to get up this time, however.
Yeah, if he comes down on that shoulder a little bit, and that looks what happened, Tim. He has re-injured that shoulder.
So Thompson not getting up. Yeah, he picked up 4 yards on the play, or let's see, 4, no, actually 3 to be exact. Line of scrimmage was the 36. He got to the 39, so it's 2nd down and 7. But right now, of greater importance is the condition of the quarterback, Thompson. He didn't go down real hard, but like you said, if he fell on that injured shoulder, you don't have to come down hard on it.
If it's sore and you hit it again, it's like somebody reached up and smacked you right on the sore spot. So you don't want to talk about that big screen, huh?
Not anymore. But I do want to talk about Zooms.
Okay, tell me about Zoom.
Well, you know, you and I have been talking about how they had 5 Peninsula locations, and then they had 6, and you've advised me that they have 14 Peninsula locations from Zooms.
Well, I don't know if they're all on the peninsula. Some may be. I think there's some over across the Coleman Bridge. So,
okay.
But you know, they got 14 locations. But Tim got good food over there.
Oh, they have wonderful food. I mean, they really do. They have these potato wedges that are just outstanding. They got pizza. They got fried chicken, Krispy Kreme donuts, Beantown coffee.
Oh, the coffee is excellent.
Yep. I mean, and premium Citgo gasoline. I mean, I don't go in there and eat as much as I used to because I'm trying to watch my girlish figure, but my car still needs gas.
Hey, I love you anyway. Even if your figure has left you 21 years, I have to. Something's got to be going in there. But anyway, you can get your Cokes, your ham and cheese subs, you name it. They got it.
I know. My wife and I have been walking. Your wife and Bob's wife were very complimentary of the fact that I've lost a couple of pounds, and more importantly, I've been getting better exercise. You know,
that's the
talking
key.
about. Yeah, well, Don and I, my wife and I, have been walking 10 to 12 miles every week, even during the summer when it was, tempting at times to say, let's just sit here and watch the, Peter Jennings news, and nope. put on those shorts and your tennis shoes and get out there. So.
Well, that's good.
Well, it makes you feel a lot better. You look real good, too. Now, you had your shoulder
twice, 2 operations, October and February.
That's all good now, I hope?
No, it's still sore, but yeah, we're not even going to talk about that.
Well, that the big screen TV. Won't
I'm working out, keeping my weight down.
Oh, you look good.
Yeah. Trying to do it.
I still can't get over how old you said you're going to be on your next birthday. Cross. And that one goes nowhere. He lost yardage, but a flag down. We'll see how this one is called.
Yeah, it looks like it could be in a place of holding.
And then we got another player shaking up. Is that Cross? Because that is, that's Cross slow to get up.
He's getting up.
Yeah, real slowly, though. He's a little woozy. Now, what do you do if you're Tommy Austin?
Well, I don't know who your third man is on the depth chart.
I know they have someone, but right now, Matt Cross kind of fuzzy.
I've got holding.
We got holding against the
get a first down.
Huge break.
Automatic first down.
Yeah, it was going to be third down and real long. And as a result, they're going to get the first down. It looks like we've got number 13 now coming in at quarterback, and I'm going to assume that he is at quarterback. That will be Jeff Barnes.
Number 1.
Yeah, he's one of the quarterbacks. He's a junior, 6 foot 177. He's listed as one of the 3 quarterbacks.
All right, let's see what he can do. Tough spot to be in as he hands off to Ross, and he picks up about 3, maybe 4. Out close to midfield.
Midfield, isn't he?
Yep. So Jeff Barnes, a junior.
And Tim, that's a safe play.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Quarterback in, you just hand it to the back right up the middle. Don't try to do anything fancy.
Well, it's relatively safe. And the reason I put an asterisk on that is you're coming off the bench cold.
Well, and you haven't taken a snap.
You haven't taken a snap since
you're the third
warm-ups.
man on the depth chart. You're right.
So it is relative that the play is safe, but everything, if you're the coach, you're thinking, oh my goodness. But it was a nice play. 4 yards on the play, 2nd down and 6. And Barnes stays in there. And we've got him.
And Tim, it's movement on the line of scrimmage, but sometimes, again, because of a new quarterback, cadence are a little different.
Ball start, green.
So just what Kecoughtan
Ball start.
did not need was a 5-yard penalty.
It'll be 2nd and 11.
Brought me went to sportscombine.com and brought with me the last year's final season standings, including the playoffs. I was going to just kind of remind everybody how they ended up next time we have a stoppage of play. Barnes wants to throw the ball. Oh! Had his man.
Whoa!
Had a man wide open and just couldn't hold on to it.
There was nothing wrong with that pass. It was right on the money.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach Austin will tell you there was only one thing wrong with that pass.
Hit him in the hands.
Yeah. Andrew Allen just didn't catch it. But
hit him in a bad place. Right in the hands, I tell you. But you see pros and college guys drop them, so you know.
But that's unfortunate because that would have been close to a first down. In fact, I think it might have been a first down.
And knowing what kind of confidence builder that would have been for the quarterback, even though he put it right on the money, it wasn't caught, so he kind of feels, well, maybe I threw it a little off or something, you know.
So Barnes will try it again. 3rd down and long, and he is going to feel some heat, and he will go down at the 40-yard line on that.
Like a jailbreak.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Nansemond River has got a really good pass rush. They have shown that all night, and that'll bring on the kicker.
Well, I tell you what, that defensive, this offensive front line better do a little bit of job of holding out the pass rush.
So Ryan Miller, whose last punt was blocked back into his face, will try for a different result this time. He's been kicking real well. And they come and they don't get it. They do, in fact, make contact with him, but no penalty flag. Fielded by Guzman back at the 23-yard line. He's trying to get the sideline on the far side. He's got some blockers. He's down the sideline, and he stepped out of bounds near midfield. But the Warriors of Nansemond River will have good field position for this possession.
They got some. They've got a nice picket fence on that side over there and picked up some good blocks.
I'll tell you, this Guzman has impressed me. If I 23-yard return. Okay. So Guzman returns it to the 49-yard line. We're going to have a little special Ron Baton production here between quarters.
39 seconds left.
And you can see him down there. He's talking using his hands. So, you know, he cut off his hands and he has trouble expressing himself.
I didn't know he was Italian.
Well, you know.
See the replay there. Guzman just
33.
finds a 33-yard return. So the Warriors leading 7-0. The Nansemond River Warriors, I should add. McPherson is across the 50 to the 45. He picks up about 6.
Jamar Sumter, good job of making the tackle and hanging on to the. Was that Guzman again?
No, that was McPherson.
McPherson.
6-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4.
So 2nd down and 4. And could be the last play of the quarter as we're inside of the 10-second mark. He may get it off before the.
Well, he's slow at making the snap count, so he's not going to get it
No,
off.
he will not.
But let's go down to Mr. Baton.
All right, after 3, 7-0 Nansemond River. Ron Baton, you're on. Our headsets just didn't pick it up, or hopefully they were coming across. The Kecoughtan Warrior cheerleaders doing their thing. We try to make that a regular part of our.
And I think this is something Ron Baton tries to make a part of our regular telecast.
Hey, Ron's no dummy, you know. There's a bunch of young ladies that are very attractive, and Ron likes to make sure they get the, credit for being on the cheerleading squad. Ron told me, before the game, it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
All right, we've got 12 minutes left in regulation. The Warriors unable to score in this ball game. That is the Warriors of Kecoughtan. If you joined us late, we had a scoreless first half, and our only score was after a blocked punt. 3 plays and the final 3 yards converted by the quarterback, Dominique Strand of Nansemond River, and that's our score at 7-0 as we start the 4th quarter. Nansemond River from the Kecoughtan 45, 2nd down and 4. Strand on the option, had no one to pitch to and had to take it himself and picked up a couple of yards.
Did a good job, Tim, because you're right. The pitch man was covered that time, and he broke it back against the grain and picked up some positive yards.
Spot him at the 43-yard line. It's 3rd down and about 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, Notre Dame beginning to come back in that game in the 2nd quarter. Nebraska 17, Notre Dame 3.
2 timeouts remain for each team. I understand our good buddy next door is a Notre Dame fan, and he's trying to make a game.
Back. They were trailing by 14, and now it's 17-3. They're still trailing by 14. I hate to tell him that's not much of a comeback.
But it's a comeback nonetheless. They finally got on the scoreboard. Didn't know we had a wire service to the booth up here. And do you think maybe he has his little home radio headset?
Somebody's helping him out.
This is going to be close to a first down.
I think he got it.
Yep, he got it easily. He's inside the 41. Oh, come on. Referee Turlington. The ball is inside the 41. The chain is on the other side of the 41. How can
I
it be?
can see that. You can see it, but he wants to be fair.
Oh, I understand he wants to be fair, but I mean, this is the easiest one I've ever called. This is a no-brainer. Two lengths of the football.
Debbie Road. I couldn't think of it. I thought you changed the name.
It's a first down inside the 41.
In Kecoughtan territory, the ball just over the 40-yard line.
Nansemond River would like to burn about 10 minutes and 45 seconds on this drive. Whether they score or not would be irrelevant. This is McPherson, and he has stopped cold. In fact, he might have even lost a yard.
Great job that time by number 30. Is that? Yeah, number 30 for the Warriors.
Yep, that is Vance
Vila, that's the way I pronounce it. Of course, that doesn't mean it's right.
With the stop on the play.
In fact, it probably means it wasn't right if it's any track record that
Wait
you
a
have.
minute now. I've been saying good things about you. Wait till I called Donna. I could really put you in hot water.
I doubt it.
Oh, no, couldn't help it here.
No. Gain of a yard.
Couldn't
Second
turn
down
the heat up a little bit? Or?
Thanks. No heat needed. Second down and 9. Guzman in motion. Strand still has it. And he is across the 35 to about the 34-yard line.
That's been very positive for him tonight, that quarterback keeper.
It has worked for them. Why get away from it? Just to review last season for those of us with short memories, Heritage, of course, finished the season 14-0. In the conference, they were 9-0 and just manhandled everyone. 584 points were scored by that team, and they allowed just 86. And they will be the opponent for Hampton next Friday night here at Darling Stadium. Hampton a 40-0 victor over Norview Thursday night. Heritage, by the way, did win their game, but not particularly impressively.
No.
They won 28-7, I believe.
We got to delay a game.
Going to cost Nansemond River 5 yards. Second in the district, of course, was Hampton, who finished 10-2, 8-1 in the district, and they too clearly outscored their opponents 350 points to 107. And then Warwick was third at 8-2, 7-2 in the district. They only allowed 60 points. Warwick everyone talked about Marcus Vick and everything, but the Warwick Raiders as a team allowed an average of 6 points a game on defense. That's outstanding. So after the penalty, it's third down and 9 for Nansemond River. 9:11 left in the ball game, or at least regulation. Ball tipped off of the intended receiver's hands. That was, I believe it was number 8. That's Fred Spratley, and couldn't hold on to it. Rounding out real quickly how they finished, then behind Warwick was Phoebus with a 7-3 overall record, 6-3 in the district. Gloucester behind them, a very good year for Gloucester. Incremenius.
No.
Not
It's
Incremenius.
not Incremenius. It's young man who was over at Kecoughtan. Name will come to me when I'll just pop it out when I think of it.
And then anyway, Kecoughtan and Bethel were 4-6 overall. Denby 2-8, Menchville 1-9, and Woodside was 0-10 on the season. So Hampton and Heritage next Friday night, Darling Stadium. Get your tickets early. And regardless of whether you see the game in person or not, we'll have it for you right here on Channel 46. Guzman back in deep punt formation on 4th down and 9. Little pooch punt, and it was very effective.
Excellent. Look at that.
On the 8-yard line. Yeah. Just an excellent kick. I'm telling you, Guzman, if we were giving a player of the game to Nansemond River, he's got my vote right now.
He's really done it all tonight.
Played well on defense. He's punted the ball well and run the ball well. So the Warriors will start deep in their own territory.
90 comes back in, Tim.
93 yards from pay dirt. And the third-string quarterback, Jeff Barnes, will stay in the ballgame. And again, I'm trying to see if I can. I see a couple of players that were injured and are still out. Jamar Sumter, of course, he's predominantly on the defense. He's still out there. But Cross and Thompson have not returned to the ballgame. Cross started the game. Thompson has relieved him.
Well, I'm trying to find him on the sideline. There he goes. Matt Cross is going in now.
So Matt Cross will come in.
Stopped in the middle of the line for a short gain.
And Jeff Barnes will come out of the game. So Tommy Austin, the first-year head coach at Kecoughtan, trying to find the right mix here to get the drive going and somehow try and tie this ball game up with 8:23 remaining. Clock is moving here in the fourth quarter. Nice cut, but right into the arms of a defender. Looked like it was going to go well for a moment, but got out to the 12-yard line before he was stopped.
Dominic Scott was waiting for him in that hole that he thought was there.
So that brings up a crucial 3rd down and about 5 for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
He picked up about 4 yards on
Yeah.
that play, though. It was a positive yardage.
Looked like he was going to get more, like you said, and then Scott just came up and nailed him. So a big down here for Kecoughtan. And they will not get to the first down sticks.
How about 3 yards short?
So the Warriors will have to bring on Ryan Miller once again, the punter. And Miller this time will be kicking into a pretty decent breeze.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
So Miller will do well to get this ball downfield. Away. The air holds it up a little bit. Guzman will field it at the 45.
He does a good job of getting people inside. Oh, Tim, he just ran over somebody.
He got a 15-yard return to the Kecoughtan 40-yard line, so Nansemond River will set up there, leading 7-0. Little more than half of the 4th quarter remaining, 6:55 to go.
Well, we will have to pick a player of the game from the Warriors tonight. Tim and I think we'll go ahead and get 2.
Okay.
So you need to keep that in mind as we're doing this. And I also want to let you know that are you looking for floor covering? Carpets, tile, vinyl? Call Pearls in Phoebus at 722-1907 for free estimates. They're located at 15 North Mallory in Phoebus. John West is president. Rita Barker, vice president.
So at the 40, 1st and 10. Pitch to Guzman. And the defense is there to string it out, and Guzman still picks up about 3. Again, I want to remind you, one of our corporate sponsors tonight, Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where the manager is Nancy Staten. They're located at Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue. For a tour of their facility, give them a call at 827-4670. I want to thank Zooms, Park Lawn Wood, and Pearls for helping defray the cost of bringing you our coverage here of high school sports on Channel 46. This is our first of the new school year. Quarterback keeper, and this will pick up a couple. Crossing the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Need to get to the 30 to get a first down.
Yeah, he thought he saw a little spot there. The coaches did. Probably thought, well, you know, you probably pick up a first down. They'll expect you to get it to Guzman and go, you know, like they have been running their plays. But Tim, you know, that little reverse picked up a lot of yardage. That's another play that they can bring back out here anytime.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 3. Strand, long count. And premature motion by Nansemond River, so that'll make it 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 3.
That kills you, the coach. You do all the shifting and all, and you got your play you wanted, and you're ready to execute. And someone gets some motion on the offensive line, and that negates all that planning. It makes you think now, we're going to do that. Maybe we're going to put the ball in the air this time.
Well, they haven't had much success passing the ball. I'm trying to remember if they've even completed a pass.
Yeah, they have.
That's right, they did, but not often.
Whoa.
Strand goes nowhere. So
he
this
ran
brings up
into
4th
3
down.
of them, 79, 4, and 25.
Well, if I'm the coach, Coach Moss, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Punch that thing right out just like he did a minute ago.
Mr. Guzman trying to do the same thing as he punched it out of the 8-yard line the last time they were in a similar situation. Justin Green will be back deep to receive, but I don't think he'll be anywhere near where this ball will go. 4th down and 7. Taking as much time as it can. 4:38. Time is on the side of Nansemond River. In fact, they wouldn't even mind if it took a delay of game penalty, and they will. Doesn't make much difference. It's going to be a short punt anyway. So that'll make it 4th down and about 13. again, of no great relevance because probably give him a little easier opportunity to pooch the ball.
Well, maybe he can. The theory this time is let's put it in the air real high, and maybe we can get a turnover.
Well, the effectiveness of the pooch punt out of bounds like that is you don't have to worry about a run back.
Right.
And that's what he's going to try and do again. Kind of chip shot down there, and it goes out of bounds inside the 15 at the 11. So, if I'm a college coach, I'd love to have a guy like this who can keep backing up the opponents like that. You could make the team just being an accuracy punter.
Well, and Kecoughtan has been able to generate no offensive series that moved the ball down the field. So, their chances of doing an 89-yard drive is pretty slim at this point. Statistics are on your side.
Getting a little close to desperation time now as 4:26 remain in regulation. 7-0 is our score. It's been a defensive struggle from the very beginning. And the only score was set up by the defense, special teams at least, with a blocked punt. And now Barnes is back in there, and just off his hands. If he makes that grab, he's gone.
If he just looked.
Well, he looked over the wrong shoulder.
Yeah.
He looked over his right shoulder, and he needed to look over his left or vice versa. I wasn't sure exactly, but he literally hit him in the hand with it. But it was a lot easier to do that up here. Watch the replay. It's a lot easier for us to hindsight this thing. But here's the play. Watch. He just lost where the ball was, and it literally hit him in the hand.
Yeah, the ball should have been on his outside shoulder.
Yeah. And it ended up, and again, that wind has a lot to do with that. The wind is in the face of the Warriors.
Well, that was a good pass as far as distance-wise.
Oh, it
looks
perfect.
like one of your 9-irons. Distance good, but direction not too good.
It was right on the hand. I should have such a good 9-iron shot. Try it again, and this one is wrong.
Again.
This is wrong. This will cost him 6. And he is in there, and that'll be the backbreaker.
Tim, the receiver never looked for the ball.
Now, and more importantly, the ball was thrown right to the defender.
Well, had the receiver looked, he could have adjusted to the ball.
Yeah. Kevin Diggs, number 32, just caught that in stride, and no one had a chance to stop him. Here's your replay. It was just thrown short. It wasn't even so much that he didn't look. It was just underthrown.
No, I'm watching the receiver. Had the receiver looked, he could have adjusted, and he could have got the ball or got a hand on the ball. But he just was running with no regard to where the ball was or had no idea where the ball was. I don't blame the quarterback for that.
Well, I do, and I think if you watch it again, you'll see what I'm talking about. The ball was severely underthrown. The ball, the extra point, dings off of the upright in for the extra point. We do have a flag down on the extra point try. I did hear Scotty say we need to make a quick tape change here, but let's do that. We'll go ahead and take a break here. We'll be back for the conclusion of the ball game. Illegal procedure, so they'll try the extra point again. But we'll be right back for the conclusion of the fourth quarter after this brief timeout. Well, 4 minutes and 11 seconds remain. The extra point after the intercepted return for touchdown was good, but there was an illegal procedure call against Nansemond River on the extra point, so they'll try it again. And in the meantime, a timeout has been called. And I believe it was Kecoughtan that called the timeout.
I don't think they had enough
players.
Yeah, I think they were short a player or two.
And there's still apparently a shorter player or two. Here's the replay of the score. See what I'm talking about here?
Yeah,
he was 4 yards beyond the defender.
Okay.
Now, I understand your point. If he could have anticipated that it would be thrown short, but I think his momentum
he was just. I don't think he thought he was the intended receiver.
Oh, okay.
But you got to always assume that you're going to get the ball.
Oh, sure.
So you got to be ready. Yeah. And I just don't think he was ready. See old buddy Mike Keach down there on the sideline, Tim.
This one is prettier and does the same
thing
as the bank shot off of the left upright. But it is good, and it makes it now 14-0. And for all intents and purposes. How long a return for a touchdown was that, Bob? How long was the
About a 30-yarder, I think.
29? Almost 30. It's 29.
Yeah, right close to 30. I knew it was somewhere around there.
And that was number 32, Kevin Diggs, who put the nail in the coffin, I'm afraid. .4:11 left in the fourth quarter as we get a shot of our camera people. I believe that is Mr. Braxton. I can't see very well.
Mr. Nathaniel, don't rain on my head, Braxton.
Yeah, it's hard to see with that two-inch screen on that TV. We're gonna have to. I got me some new glasses during the summer. When I have to get these things cranked up. Deep kickoff taken at the 5. Justin Green needs a big run back here. And he won't get it. He's out.
His blockers were way in front of him. He never caught up to his blockers.
I'm impressed with the special teams for Nansemond River. They've played very well on kickoffs. They have been smothering the returns and obviously smothered that punt that led to the first touchdown. And now their defense is giving them a touchdown. But if they're going to be competitive over on the other side, they're going to have to find some offense. So the Warriors.
Got anybody you want to add to that, you can.
Well, I'm not sure where I would. That name's that
sounds good.
Okay. 22-yard line is where they'll start. Barnes will remain at quarterback, and he'll throw another interception. This one will not go for a touchdown, but it will be inside the 10-yard line as that one was picked off by Jerron Smith, number 55, a big 6'2", 230. 24-yard return after the interception. So the Warriors, in desperation status, threw the ball right to the wrong colored jersey again, as you see the replay.
Yeah. Well, you know, Nansemond River kind of backs up and say, we know Kecoughtan's not going to run it, they're going to throw it, so we're looking for pass all the way.
Oh, yeah. So the Warriors of Nansemond River in a great position to add to their 14-0 lead. Dominique Strand calling the signals.
How many turnovers we had in tonight's game?
Well, we had 7, 9, 10, about 10, I think.
Wow.
Strand with the keeper. Warriors just have, Kecoughtan that is, have just one timeout remaining and 3:40, and the clock is moving.
We have a halftime score, ladies and gentlemen. Notre Dame's defense hanging tough. They're down in this game 27-3 at the half.
The Notre Dame defense is hanging tough, huh? Down 27-3. Hey, they're still in it. It's only halftime.
Still halftime, you're right.
I just heard him say they're going to win.
Well, I saw we got a flag.
A flag in the end zone. The touchdown was scored, but let's see if it'll hold up.
I watched, we're laughing about Paul Rowe talking about Notre Dame and Nebraska, but I watched a little bit of Regis Philbin was interviewing the Notre Dame coach, because Revis went to Notre Dame.
Fan, yeah.
Well, the last time Notre Dame beat or played Nebraska, Regis was just 1 year old. It's been a while ago.
And it may be another 60 years before they'll want to play him again, too. So the holding call against Nansemond River backs them up to the 10 and takes away the touchdown. So they still lead 14-zip by the 3:04 on the clock. And now instead of a touchdown, it's second down and goal at the 10. The defense for Notre Dame is hanging tough, down just 27-3. Pass, and that one is interference. Now, I'll be curious to see who they call that against, because quite frankly, I think that was offensive pass interference, but let's see if they saw it the same way I did.
Yeah, he was pushing the other guy.
Looked like 84 for Nansemond River pushed the defender.
Edwards defending on
And you're exactly right, Tim.
Yeah, because and it's just common knowledge to any football fan that both players have an equal right to the ball.
Absolutely.
So that will penalize Nansemond River. And again, their offense continues to sputter. They had a 1st and goal inside the 10 after the pick. And now they'll be all the way out to, let's see where they mark it. It's a 15-yarder, I believe. So it should be at the 25. It'll still be
I've got
1st and goal or 2nd
White.
goal now.
That's a loss of
Let's
down.
see, is it 1st or
3rd
2nd?
down.
Second.
That's the offense. That'll bring the ball back to the Kecoughtan Warrior 25
So it's a
yards.
loss
Oh, it is 3rd down,
Loss
Tim.
of
You
down.
lost it down. That's right.
So 3rd and goal at the 25. But unfortunately for Kecoughtan, it's of no great consequence because they just haven't had an offense to make up 2 touchdowns here. Unless they get a big break here, an interception in return for a touchdown would be about the only thing that would save their chances right now. That's assuming we're going to see a pass, and we will. And it's underthrown down inside the 5-yard line. Looks like the intended receiver was Fred Spratley, number 8. So, a couple of players of the game.
Yep. They
for
are.
the Warriors, and they are number 3, Raphael King, and
That'll bring up 4th and goal.
Number 25.
25, Alan Backus.
For a field goal attempt.
So our congratulations to the Warriors, and quite frankly, it's not been one of their best moments. I think the better days ahead for Kecoughtan. It's tough when you get a brand new coach. It's tough when you're still learning about each other, and it's the first game of the season. So Kecoughtan will, their effort has been there all night. There certainly hasn't been any quit on the Kecoughtan side of the ball. But you just can't turn the ball over that often.
Going to have a long field goal with them. Well, now we're going to have a timeout.
2:54 left as the inevitable continues to be delayed.
54 seconds left in this game at Darling Stadium. Nansemond River on top.
So Raphael King and Alan Backus are dual recipients of players of the game. And, of course, a number of other players were under consideration. It is not an exact science.
No, sir.
We try to think of the players that impressed us most. Jamar Sumter had a good game, I think. Manny Anderson came up with some big plays. Ed Ross, the fullback, looked pretty good. And Corey C. Davis.
On defense, looked real good. Yeah, he did. Matt Cross did a good job of being the second string quarterback, I guess you'd say, but got the start because of an injury to Terrence Davis, who re-injured his shoulder, I think.
And that's not good news for the Warriors. Not that Cross isn't a capable quarterback, but Thompson was, in fact, the apparent starter, and he re-injured himself, and hopefully it will not prevent him from playing next week.
Have you been hitting a little white ball this summer?
Not really. Not had much chance. This one's going to be well short. And that will bring it to the 20-yard line. No, I haven't played much golf. Played a couple of times. Went over to Smithfield about a month ago, I guess it was.
We'll have a ball.
That's right. But I just haven't had much opportunity. Been pretty busy. A friend of mine went over a Saturday. Boy, we had some wonderful Saturdays this year. We had like 3 or 4 in a row.
Really had a mild summer, I think.
Ask him about Fernie Howe.
Oh, yeah. Man, I need to tell you about Fernie Howe.
Joe?
He's your buddy, right?
My buddy Joe Fernie Howe.
Well, here's Joe Fernie Howe, who is a pretty decent golfer. And Bob Killen is, he's average, you know.
That was, well,
I'm not going, you know.
I've seen Bob play better than average, but okay, I'll buy that.
But, you know, he has not the same caliber that Fernie Howe.
Okay.
So we get on the first tee, and Fernie Howe looks over to Killen and says, let's do 5, 5, and 5. And Killen said, what do you 5, 5, and 5? He said, you know, we'll pay $5 front, $5 back, $5 overall. And I'm thinking, Bob, don't go there. Don't go there. And Killen says, okay. Well, he bogeys the first hole, and he's a hole behind. Already he's down. And he said to me, he said, Bob, get behind me. Make sure I'm lined up. Tell me what club to hit. Won $10. He beat Joe Fernie Howe. Famous Joe.
Now, see, that doesn't
39 on the front.
39 on the front.
Yes,
nine?
he did.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you, I said, Killen, I had never seen you play that well before. He says, there was money involved.
Dangle that green back. Put that green back in front of him. Yeah. Well, I've seen Mr. Killen play well.
I have not seen Joe Fernie since. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not. Doesn't mean he's not around, but he's avoiding me. Or but Buddy Jack McDonald says, if I need an extra $10, $15, I'd like to get that back.
Well, I haven't played as often as I'd like, and I haven't played with Bob since last year. But the time I did play with you and Killen, Bob played a good game.
Yeah, he's streaky, but he can hit the ball.
Well, he doesn't get a chance to play often. This is Ed Ross, and Ross will just get back to the line of scrimmage and may not have even done that.
He just couldn't find an opening no matter where he went.
We're down to the 2-minute mark in the ball game. Kecoughtan needs a score in the worst way. And each time they've loaded up and tried to throw for it, the last 2 times have been very costly. Well, at least one was costly. It ended up in a touchdown. The other one ended up in a missed field goal attempt, but nonetheless took the ball out of their hands. So Barnes continues to be the quarterback, third quarterback used by the Warriors tonight. And he will do the draw play to Justin Green, and Green will just, again, pick up maybe a yard as the Nansemond River defense was all over that play. So we approach the 1-minute mark in the ball game. It's 4th down and long, and Tommy Austin will have no choice but to bring on the kicking team.
Yeah, got a kicker now.
And that will do it as we are now less than a minute to go. Barring a big break on the kick here.
Redskins will win 4 games, and 2 of those will be bad interceptions.
Almost got to the kicker. They
didn't even have a deep man.
No, they weren't going to take any chance on a fumble on a return at this point. You just let the ball go dead wherever it may. And again, the kick into the breeze, which has subsided a little bit here late in the ball game. So at the clock showing 42 seconds left in the ball game, and Nansemond River leading 14-0. This one is all but over with, and we will once again remind you it's only going to be the second game of the season for us, but it would probably be, in most people's minds, the biggest game of the year. That's next Friday night, the 14th of September, right here, Darling Stadium, the rematch, Heritage and Hampton.
We want to thank Engraving Inc. and Highlander Sporting Goods on their effort to let us recognize a couple players from the game tonight.
Late flag throw.
Again, those players are number 3, Raphael King, and number 25, Alan Backus. Congratulations, those 2 young men.
Holding against the offense. That will just, as I said, delay the inevitable. They'll probably mark the penalty off against Nansemond River.
Well, I don't know why they just don't take a knee and just go from there. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Tell you, Phoebus Phantoms had the ball.
I've got a whole
minute and something to go last night.
down.
And just took a knee, run the clock. I didn't try to do anything. I thought that showed real class.
Well, and certainly not being critical of Nansemond River. Because
No, I'm not.
But in fact, they could, since Kecoughtan has used all their timeouts.
Yeah. Well, Kecoughtan's not going to call a timeout anyway. Why would you want to prolong something that is you know where you're going to get 14 points in 34 seconds?
And now Nansemond River's called another timeout, their last. Why call a timeout? Why not just, as you said, take a knee and let's all go home? So anyway, they've decided to do that, and that's their choice.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not the coach out there, but.
Yeah, well, all you do in these circumstances is you risk an injury when you don't need to.
Hampton City Schools Channel 46.
I want to take this opportunity as we'll wrap things up real quickly at the end of this game. I want to thank our corporate sponsors tonight, Zooms, with 14 convenient locations. Zooms with David Allen's fine folks. Brought to you also by Pearls, located in Phoebus. at 15 North Mallory, as the head coach over on the Nansemond Riverside has gotten the ice bucket congratulatory. And there you see the fireworks off in the distance from Bay Days up on your screen.
Well, how about that?
So we'll get a chance to enjoy fireworks. A little, we could tell them that we arranged it this way, but
Well, of course we did.
And we also want to thank our other corporate sponsor, besides Pearls, located in Phoebus. Also want to thank our sponsor, Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the funeral director. So that's going to do it. The time has run off the clock. And with a defensive special teams block of a punt and an ensuing touchdown 3 plays later, and then an interception for a touchdown, the 2 scores in the ball game, Nansemond River a 14-0 victor over the Kecoughtan Warriors. For Bob Hintz and Bob Killen and the entire Channel 46 crew, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.